Hello children, we have a very interesting and inspiring poem with us today, and the title is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. This poem is written by the famous poet Robert Frost. Once he was returning home after an unsuccessful trip at the market, so he could not buy Christmas presents for his children. He was overwhelmed with depression and stopped his horse in the way. He wanted to cry on his failure, but when the horse shook the bells on its harness, he wiped his tears and started his journey to home, because in spite of having difficulties, he had to keep some promises. Let's read the poem. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though he will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So when the poet is returning, he stops in the woods, that is a forested area, and he says, I think I know the person to whom this piece of land belongs to. And then he thinks to himself that that person will not see me stopping here to watch this place getting filled up with the snow that is falling at that time. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, but the woods and frozen lake the darkest evening of the year. And he thinks to himself that his horse will also find it strange that he has been stopped at a place where there is not a farmhouse nearby. But what is nearby? A lake that is frozen because of the temperature and trees around. Also, this was the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sound is the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The horse nods its head, and these harness bells, they make a sound, as if asking the master, has there been any mistake? Because the horse is not used to stopping at such a place where there is no farmhouse nearby. And this sound, along with the sound of the wind in that area somewhere, inspires the poet to move on. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So the poet again feels energized to keep on moving. Why? Because he might be feeling down right now, but looking at the beauty around him, he is inspired to continue to make efforts, as he realizes that there are too many things to be done before he can finally rest. The poet is Robert Frost. So there are times when we feel down and out, but if we observe, nature has ways of inspiring us to keep on making efforts till we succeed in life.